When I look back at my life overall and collectively, I can 100% see the hand of God, the hand of the Lord Jesus Christ that so many hate, all on it before I was even born, guiding me where He wanted to guide me at. And so, as you've seen from the words that are attached to this post, it's not always about what you know right then. A lot of times it's about who you know right then. And when I talk, I'm not just a talker. I'm a doer. I'm a doer. I'm a doer. Get things done. And people, they want to know the secrets. They want to know the mystery. They want to know, how'd you do this or how'd you do that. Yet as we see, Jesus, He preached publicly, but He gave the true revelations, the true mysteries to His close circle. And so I want to give you a example of that. I'm not going to reveal these different things to you of how I was able to do this. I'm going to show you just some of it. And for those who are in the inward circle, then they are in the inward circle. Meaning that why should you reap my carnal thing, my physical things, if you are not receiving and believing and even hearing the spiritual things that I say. So this is from Mannheim. If you don't know, Mannheim is a big old auction. You just go look it up. You cannot just go in there. Now you see the dealership is Automotive Elite LLC, Oakland Park, Florida. I don't know if they're still open. August 28th, 2018. 2004 Honda Odyssey. $800, $50 internet satisfaction fee, and then it was $165 buy fee for a total of $1,015. You go up here, what does it say? Buyer representative, Kelson King. Buyer representative, Kelson King. Offset vehicle location, had the mileage, high miles for a van, almost 400,000 miles. Bought that van back in 2018. Guess when I sold it? Last year, in 2022. It might have been, was it earlier this year? It might have been earlier this year, but you get the point. You get the point. Rode that van for what? 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22. At least 4 years with almost 400,000 miles on it until we sold it. Because, it just made no sense to put the amount of money that it needed at the particular point in time. So did we get our money out of it? I think we did. I think we did. Paid a little bit over $1,000 for it and drove it. My wife drove it for 4 years. I'm talking about the Texas back multiple times with a van that got almost 400,000 miles on it. So I used to flip cars. Don't do it like I used to, but I used to flip cars. Gotta get my money back right. Now, let me make sure I do this right. Now, y'all can see it, but I want to make sure I do it right. So, this is from that same year. You see my wife's name, that's her name right there. And then you see it says deliver to customer. Got the address. And this is old, so, we got the vehicle we were delivering. You have the car out, chase car, location. And then that job was paying $75 to go deliver this car to this customer. Now that was my wife, but I was with her also. Cause I started it and then I put my wife on. Somebody blessed me with the opportunity. And I was delivering cars. Now this ain't a delivery like you taking a trailer and you got your truck. Now we did that before. and then you're going to pick up a car. This is you going with their car. You going with their car. You drive their car. You go down there and then pick up a vehicle, and you drive it back and get paid for it. So with this one, you saw my name right there. Boom. And we were picking up a vehicle from auction. Now this is something completely different. And this is where we were picking it up from. Melbourne, Florida. That was a vehicle information. That was the miles when we picked it up, the miles when we delivered it back, total miles, and then that was the amount that we got paid for the miles. So our fuel costs, food for overnight, you see it says me and the wife, mileage, and then that's what we got for this job alone. Now I would get $256, and then she will also get $256. So we got reimbursed on fuel, and then we got reimbursed on food if it was an overnight trip. And just to show you, those are some of the receipts that would have been attached to it, because you had to scan the receipts and attach the receipts to get reimbursed on it. When I say that we just don't talk, those are some other receipts. And that's from the food. Burger Inn. You see Melbourne, Florida. Where do we go? Melbourne, Florida. Melbourne, Florida. Left a $5 tip. The meal was $22. Boom. I'm not gonna go through all these, but I just want you to see it. That's my name on there again, around the same year, 2018. Where we going? Miami, Florida. Gonna pick up a Chevrolet Cruze. Boom. Got your fuel, you got your tolls, you got your food for the overnight trip. All that was reimbursed. So that was the total trip. I think that was it. Yeah, the mileage, that's the base pay, and then you have everything totaled up, which equals, I think that, I don't know why I got that right there. This, like I said, this old. And then boom, my signature. Let's see what else we got. Another trip to Florida. Boom. Receipts. Boom. What else we got? This is only a fraction of these things that I got. Canton, Ohio. That's when I went to the what you call it? The Hall of Fame Museum. Base pay $278, and then total check $417. Now we would do multiple jobs in a week. You may do a job on 8/8/2018, and then that same day, depending on when you come back, you got another job. So your check could be some of them boys, they was making bank. We talking about 1,000, 2,000 a week. I wasn't making that much because I had other obligations. Sanford, Florida. Boom. What else we got? And you see the receipts, so this ain't nothing we just talking about. I got receipts and everything attached to it. We were doing business, independent contractor. I've been doing this for a long time. Now, I don't do this anymore, but in regards to being an independent contractor, entrepreneur, I've been doing that pretty much most of my life. Pickup dealer from dealer. Miami, Florida. Boom. What else we got? Panama City, Florida. Boom. Little quick trip. You see I put in my notes, 75, considering Atlanta is approximately same distance as Panama City, because they were trying to pay less. I'm like, nah. Let me get that 75, because y'all were paying 75 to go to Atlanta. Now at first they weren't, but then they bumped it up because of traffic, and we weren't taking the jobs. Another one. Miami, Florida. Boom. Receipts. See, folk just be talking. I don't just talk, man. Orlando, Florida. What we want to go get? 2017 Chevrolet Camaro. Boom. Miami, Florida. Want to get a Chevrolet Cruze. Boom. And you see we driving brand new vehicle. This is October 22nd, 2018. And then we in what, 2018. We driving brand new vehicles. We driving brand new vehicles going down there. So I know the game because, I had somebody put me up on game. And there's a reason why we were taking the brand new vehicles. I'm not going to tell you all that, but there's a reason why. Winter Park, Florida. Hold on now. That was October 22nd, 2018. Went to Miami, Florida. And Miami is a little hump. Then what did I say? October 23rd. Where do we go? Winter Park, Florida. Boom. Going to pick up a 2013 Ford Explorer. It ain't always about, and this is just a fraction. I got a this stat that I have is about that thick of these jobs that I did. Now I know what everybody wondering, oh my God, how were you able to do that? Well, I just told you, it ain't always about what you know at the particular point in time. It's about who you know at a particular point in time. And no, I ain't finna tell you. Like I just told you, I'm not finna tell you. You know why? I would tell certain individuals, but I'm not gonna tell everybody. And why? Because just as I explained, I have no reason to hate. If I'm gonna hate somebody, I'm gonna hate somebody for a reason. I was delivering cars and driving pretty much brand new cars off the showroom floor. Some of the vehicles had 18 miles, 32 miles. And getting reimbursed in gas and food to go down to Florida. And the vehicle really, I would, I ain't gonna say rush back, but I would, try to get the vehicle back as soon as possible, as safe as possible to the customer and everything. But there were times like, look, we're leaving at a particular time, so we're not gonna be able to make it back anyway. So they're gonna have to wait. And then there was a time span of when they would get their vehicles. So if they would send us down there to get these vehicles, they would tell the customer, okay, it'll be here, be ready in like 3 to 4 days. But we would probably have that vehicle back in like a day and a half, 2 days. So the crew that I used to roll with, when we went down there, they would go to the casino and stuff like that and everything, see the city. And then, I started doing it. Not going to the casino and stuff, but, just seeing the city a little bit and everything. And then, like I said, later on, I end up putting my wife on. And so we was taking family trips down to Florida every single week and getting paid for it. Again, this wasn't me or us taking our vehicle. This was taking the dealership vehicles. It's all about business. This is business, y'all. This is taking the dealership vehicles and going down to Florida. I'm talking about every week we was going to Florida. Go, you know what I'm saying? Before we left, I'm looking to see what restaurant we gonna go to. Man, I had so much good footage, it was ridiculous. Like, I had some good footage. I ended up losing a lot of that footage because at the time I had another YouTube channel called 6'2" Car Reviews, and I was recording that footage and putting it on there. I don't have that channel anymore because I lost my footage. But how many people can say they did something like that, where you got paid to pretty much go on vacation? And of course, the person that was sending us, the main person that was sending us, they were getting their money because we was able to get them cars. So we had a whole system where on one side you had people with good credit, and then on the other side, some of you may remember this, but I'm like, look, I can get you into a vehicle, help you out, no money down pretty much, and if you did have to come out your pocket, then you wouldn't have to, come out your pocket a lot of money. And this was people that had like sometimes 2 repossessions, had no business getting a vehicle from a legit dealership. We ain't talking about a board job dealership. We talking about some legit, some big boy dealerships, right? You might have saw the name. I mean, you can see the name, but I don't mean you know how to get in there and be able to do this. So we would, when people had the bad credit, we would help them get in the vehicles. A lot of times, no money down. And then what we would tell them is make your payments on time for 3 months. Because when you got that bad credit, you're gonna pay a higher interest rate. Make your payments on time for 3 months. And then you can refinance it and we can get you over to a different bank that's going to lower your payment and what? Lower your interest rate, and then you keep on paying it. Now you can trade it in for something a little bit better, and you got that on your credit. You can trade in for something a little bit better. You're gonna get even a better payment probably, or something similar for a better vehicle. This is what we were doing, and we was killing the game because they was paying it. So I was making money off of that, but I was also making money off of bird dogs referrals. They were paying $100 referral. So we had to set up online, and we would bring the people in online, and then I would send them over to the sales associate that I was doing business with mostly, and then she would work the deals and call people and do that stuff, and then the head honcho, he would work the numbers and then get the people in the vehicle, and then we would tell them what to do. If you're going to accuse me or anybody else of something, make sure that you are really accusing them of what they are guilty of. So if you're going to accuse myself of hating, then make sure that I'm actually guilty of it. Because I'm trying to figure out what in the world did I have to hate for? Why do I have to hate right now? Love would be, I'm going to put you on. I'm going to show you how I did this. I'm going to at least point you in the right direction. So, hey, maybe you can make a few calls. And I can still do this right here. If I want to, I can go back into this. But right now, I'm not. Right now ain't the time for it. Time and place for everything. But again, it's not always about what you know right then, because we don't know everything. It's about who you know. And the reason that I was, partly put on this opportunity is because of my reputation of getting stuff done. Yeah, I was plugged in because, the person that looked out for me is a very close family member. And sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's a friend. Sometimes it's, just making a connection with somebody and they see what you about. But they put me on because they know, okay, I know I can send him. He gonna go get them cars. The quicker he get the cars, then the quicker the customer can get it and the contract can be solidified. So the deal can be sent over and then boom, get done. They didn't want to send the big boy with the 3,500 truck. They wanted to send us. So we like the Marines. Hey, we got this job immediately. I need you to go get it right now. When can you leave? Can you leave right now? Boom. So hey, can you go with me? Boom, boom. Can you go with me? And that's why I end up put my wife on. Cause I'm like, look, if I put you on, then we ain't got to worry about calling this person, calling that person. We just go. We had our own little crew. And here's the crazy thing about this is, it ain't really crazy, but it's interesting to me. I was the youngest person that was doing it at the time. All the other ones, they was old head, retired military. And when I say they was making bank, them boys were making, I should say them men were making $1,500, $2,000 a week, killing the game. $1,500, $2,000 a week to deliver cars, as God is my witness. I would average probably around, I would say like 6 or 7 when I was doing it myself, and then I put my wife on, then she was doing it. So we doing a Florida trip and then do an Atlanta trip. A Florida trip pays about what, $227 average, and you do an Atlanta trip at a time when they bumped it up, it was paying $75. So you did 2 trips, pretty much 2 days worth of work, and pretty much $300. That's the grace of God. That is the grace of God. And I don't know, I may tag I may tag them in it, but they may watch this video and they'll tell you. But I mean, this is the evidence right here. This is just a portion of the receipts that we had to turn in for them to sign off on the checks. But you know, all good things come to a end, and we moved on from it. We had a good run with that dealership, and we on to other things. So again, the point is, it's not always about what you know at the particular point in time. It can be about who you know. And when they see who you are and what you're about, they will help you. They will give you the secret sauce. And it should be that way, where everybody is helping everybody out. The person that put me on, they were definitely helping me out, and I was helping them out. They was helping me out, and I was helping them out. It was a mutual agreement. And so when it comes to the spiritual, we do our part and God does his part. God is supposed to be your plug. But when God knows and sees that you're not truly responsible with what what the little you've been given, then why would he give you more? He's not going to call on you because you ain't reliable. And you're not going to get these different opportunities, different spiritual opportunities, these different spiritual revelations to be able to speak these messages. He's not going to choose you. He's not going to pick you because you don't have a good track record. And then when he gives it to somebody else, you want to hate. You want to hate. When I present opportunities like that, like this, where I got a car for $1,000-something. Now, this is me from the auction, Kelson King, right? This ain't got nothing to do with, what I'm saying, this right here. This is something completely different. And I rode that vehicle, my wife mostly drove it, for pretty much 4 years, a vehicle that got that many miles. Like, come on, man. Oh, you ain't got nothing new. I could have went and got something new, and I did have something you would say newer at the time. I don't have that vehicle anymore, but I did. And then you see this and you want to hate. For what? Instead of making me your enemy, instead of making my brothers and sisters in Christ your enemy, you need to make us your friends. Because if we have opportunities like this, and this is what I do. I've been doing the entrepreneur and self-employment stuff, whatever you want to call it, for years. My mama and my daddy would tell you that. Remember, I had a cleaning service for 12 years. When I had the cleaning service, I also was flipping cars and delivering cars. Don't have none of that no more. Don't flip cars no more right now. Don't have the cleaning service, and don't deliver cars. Now I'm in real estate, and slowly getting back into the book business. So stop making people that can help you out your enemies when we are plugged in. If we are plugged in with stuff like this physically, then what type of spiritual plug-ins do you think we have? And just as Christ, we will preach publicly, but in privately, we will reveal what we reveal. Now, don't hit my inbox asking me about this right here, because you can. I may or may not tell you. I may or may not tell you. I'm just being real. So if you want to take that chance and see if I, tell you, then you can take that chance. But most of you, hell no. Hell no. And you know why? Because I sit here and I watch y'all, and you purposely, you lie against me. You lie against my brothers and sisters in Christ. You lie against our Bible. You lie against our God. But when we talk about this, when we talk about, I can show you how to do this right here. Or I can show you how to, get to the point where you're getting paid to drive newer vehicles and get paid to go pick them up and take vacation. Nah, buddy. Not gonna happen. not going to happen. I see your fruit. You want this, but then you don't want the other thing. You want to lie on us, but then when it comes to stuff like this, I just said, oh, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What you mean, what's up? You know, what's up with that opportunity? Put me up on game. Repent and believe the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's putting you up on game right there. So in closing, we have no reason to hate. No reason to hate. No reason to hate. What would I say? Me and wife. We're going to go out to eat down in Melbourne, Florida. Take a little Dodge Dart and go pick up a Jeep Compass with about 29,000 miles on it. Yeah. Oh, we're going to go there to Florida again. Florida. Most of these are Florida because I want to show you. Because people, talk about Florida. But just a little quick message for y'all. Something to think about. I still love you. But you're going to learn. Y'all going to learn.